This is what people back home call B-roll.
B-roll?
Yeah, the B-roll.
That was A-roll.
No, I think A-roll is what you want to get. B-roll is like filler stuff.
Yeah. That was C-roll. Just going home and sleeping in my own bed, and then coming home to people who are there and they ask you how the trip was and just want to know how everything went. It's kind of refreshing to come back home too. So
yeah, I mean, you feel like you're at home. You know, you come in and you put your stuff down and you don't have to worry about anything. You know what I mean? You're comfortable. You always get good rest. It's very nice.
For most high school sports teams, lower level colleges, and amateur leagues out there, it really does take a community to make it work. There are no gaudy TV deals, corporate sponsors, or billionaire owners. For the Florence Y'alls, a lot of the operation depends on host families, people who volunteer and offer up their homes to the players, trying to keep the expenses low because of how little pay they earn, $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Most of the families have been doing it for years, and while they don't get much in return outside of free tickets and some sweet Y'alls merchandise, the joy of being able to help someone and the comfort of their home is enough. Wise and her husband Scott hosted players for 2 seasons. After the birth of their daughter, their open room was occupied by their newborn, and they were unable to host anymore. But they still wanted to be a part of the operation, so Misha Wise took on the coordinator role. The Wises have both been involved with the program for 8 years now. While they hosted for just 2 years, they built lifelong relationships with the players, an experience they said is common.
So we started out hosting a player. We just really enjoyed it. It was before we had this little one, so we were kind of at the same stage in life. And then once we were asked to take over coordinating the program, we just really wanted to stay involved, even though we didn't have the extra space at that time. So we started coordinating instead of hosting. Over the years, we've done a little bit of both sometimes. But yeah, so it's just a fun, like she loves to come, we love to come. We have a lot of friends that are host families, players in the front office. So it's just been a really cool activity for us. So we had a player who stayed with us in 2019 and 2021. He retired from baseball and ended up getting married this past November. He and Lila were very close. We're really close with him and his family. And they asked her to be the flower girl. So that was really fun. We went to Atlanta and she had a great time. A host family might be going through something and like the group is there to help them out, whether it's players, the rest of the host families, or maybe it's a player. Like we had a player who had a really bad injury. He broke his neck and the families like rallied around him and we took up a collection to kind of help him get through the recovery. So it really is just like a family of host families and the team and the players, and everyone just really kind of clicks usually.
Awesome.
Dave and Marie Orweiler have been a host family for 11 seasons. They've hosted players from all over, even Central America.
Sure. I think the first opportunity is when we became empty nesters, when the children were gone and we looked around, had nice space in the house, and both very avid baseball fans. I mean, knew about the Florence program. We thought, let's go ahead and volunteer to host. And that's kind of where it all started.
It's fun to be a part of these young men's life at this very pivotal point. They're at different parts of their career. And, after they leave baseball, a lot of them stay in baseball and do something fun that way. They're in coaching, but a lot of them are getting married and having babies, and we still stay friends with them. It's a bond that, they live with us and they become part of your family. It's great.
In addition to the weddings, it's great to keep in touch with them. We found out over the weekend that a former player who stayed with us, Andre Mercurio, he was an assistant coach with Stanford University. They just made the College World Series.
Yeah.
So that's just a nice extension of baseball. So
very exciting.
We're always happy for them. Yeah, I think a lot of it is like most host families, you're welcoming them away from home, so they want to feel like part of the family. So we just let everybody come in, get very comfortable, and then that way, if there's a great season or a frustrating game, they can feel comfortable that they can share their experiences and they have the friendship of all the players around them as well.
A different former pitcher enjoyed his host family experience so much that he's now one himself. Mike Hanley played from 2011 to 2013 for the Florence Freedom. which was the team's name prior to being rebranded as the Y'alls in 2020. Hanley, having seen both sides of the experience, said he feels like it's a brotherhood and he wanted to find a way to continue to help the organization. His connections made from living in the Haven Hills neighborhood in Florence helped him find a career path in real estate. As soon as Hanley was able to purchase a house in December 2018, he knew he wanted to become a host.
Well, it's a weird world. My host family has a neighbor that since moved, but I become close friends with. So I was towards the end of my career, and I figured, let's give this guy a shot. He runs a real estate company, and 10 years later, here I am. I live 4 doors down from my old host family, so it's kind of weird how it all works out. And I have Harrison, so it's I love it. Yeah, he's like a brother.
Oh yeah, I mean I think he's in his mid-30s, so it's kind of like having another roommate, especially him being an ex-player, him talking about his experience with the Frontier League when he was doing it before COVID. And I got to come here right after COVID, so it's my 3rd year with Mike, and it's been nothing but a treat, man. He's a great guy, good people around him, and it's been a good time.
The host families are an essential element of keeping the organization running. Sure, they aren't stealing second base or coming on in relief in the 7th inning, but they are playing their own important role with the team, helping players trying to fulfill their childhood dreams and building lifelong relationships along the way. So what are you waiting for? Go out and support the Florence Y'alls and keep your eye on the ball, or you'll almost get hit with one like I did.
Spring training is that.
That was literally like 3 feet.
Wow, yeah, I know, right?
Why wasn't that in the shot?